Hi guys! Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Tia Miles or Tia Mai, you can call me for short. Again, andito tayo sa another episode natin of Life with Tia Miles. So hi guys! Let's begin. Remember the previous blog that I shared with you last week, and I'm so sorry if it took some time. I was sharing about how I wanted this YouTube to be resonating with a lot of you. So right now I will be sharing with you my life experiences that hopefully at the end of my sharing you'll be able to find or use some of the lessons that I've learned para hindi nyo na siya pagdaanan, kasi ang hirap nung kailangan pang pagdaanan para lang matutunan yung mga bagay-bagay sa buhay. So I'm here because I really wanted to help out and reach out to you na kahit 45 years old ka na, you feel like you're stuck or you feel na you want to begin again because there's a lot of things that happened in the past. That's fine. It's really okay to begin again. So let me just share with you what I have been through for the past years, and how I am able to cope up with them from these losses, and how I am beginning again at 45 years old. So sa mga katulad ko dyan na kababaihan na 45 or kahit 40 years old pataas, may pag-asa pa po, marami pa po tayong pagdadaanan. The great years are not behind us, it's still in front of us. So I believe that the Lord is telling you now, if you are able to find this channel and stumble upon this channel, because that's really my message to you, that kahit anong mangyari, God gives second chances, third chance, fourth chance, multiple chances. And if you feel like kahit na too late na sa'yo dahil 45 years old ka na, no. Kasama mo ko na nagtitiwala, kasama mo ko na nagdadasal, kasama mo ko ngayon na nagsasabi sa'yo na hindi, meron pa tayong pag-asa, hindi pa tayo tapos. Our story is not over yet. So, come on, let's have a conversation. So, yun na nga, magkikwento ako. So, pardon me, I will just bring my phone with me. Ito lang naman ang gamit natin. So, pasensya na. I'm a tita, 45 years old, and I'm beginning to build a YouTube business. And I hope you enjoy me as I journey together with you. Let's see if may step by step makasuccess tayo. So kidding aside, so let me just kwentuhan na tayo, no? So gusto kong sabihin sa inyo na matagal na panahon or matagal na taon na to, siguro mga 2000, mga 2008, 2009, ganyan. I went to Singapore around that year, and I was really struck by how it is organized, an unorganized country. So parang ako naman, because I've been in Manila for so long, so bigyan ko kayo ng context, no? So I was living with my parents growing up sa Tandang Sora, and then I had a couple of course, mga love stories growing up, teenage years, high school years, college years, and then after college, no. And then what happened was, itong si first love ko, on and off kami niyan all throughout these years. So even when I started working, when I was college, naglalaro ako ng volleyball in UP, So, mga UAAP days pa, kasama ko siya. Pero on and off kami. And then, what happened was, nagkaroon ng pagkakataon ako na pumunta nga ng Singapore, visit yung Singapore. So, I went there to check the place and I fell in love with the place. I really wanted to go there. So, I promised myself na I'll be going back para to work. But of course, during those years, beginning 2008 nga po, I know that God had planted that in my heart. Not knowing what is in the future po, no. So, I lodged my application. I sent my multiple CVs to a lot of companies. I even went there to apply, and then, you know, I got accepted, and so finally 2009 in December, I was in Singapore already working. In between those years, my mom was diagnosed with cancer already. 10 years ago, way back, nagsimula yun nang nagpa-opera siya. Tapos bumalik after 10 years and sinabi na nga sa amin na stage 4. So, the reason why actually I left for Singapore was because the first love, or that person, was in Singapore, and I really wanted to win him back. Mga personal issues and whatnot. Pero, ang akin lang is, I just really wanted to prove na, you know, we can still work it out. And I'm here for you. Kaya, I'm willing to give up my life in Manila just to be with you here in Singapore. Parang ganun yung message na gusto kong iparating during the time. But, God had another plan. When I came there, that's when I found out na ikakasal na siya. So, and during the time, my mommy had already a couple of chemo because, di ba, na diagnose nga siya ng cervical cancer stage 4. So, I was flying again in and out of Singapore and Manila to visit her. And then 2011, that was the year para akong dinilubyo na I had my dati kasi meron akong events company, so pati yung events company ko nawala. Na-injure ako from my volleyball tournament or competition na ang nangyari pa doon, dapat kasi they will get me as a setter for Singapore, but during that time, in some odd ways, I had my injury, and itong injury nito worse kasi dinala talaga ako sa hospital nang naka-ambulance pa. So, it was a terrible year, and by the end of the year, come November, my mom passed away. During the time, I really didn't know what to do. And because I already knew about my ex-boyfriend din, yung first love ko nga, ikakasal din, hindi ko alam tuloy kung ano yung emotions na raramdamin ko. Kumbaga, parang, I don't know if I will feel betrayed. I don't know if I will feel abandoned because of my mom passing away. I don't know. Yung sadness, yung grief all together, para akong double whammy ang nangyari sa akin. So, I really, pagpasensyahan yun na kung ganito ko na lang siya nire-relay sa inyo kasi matagal na panahon naman na siya. At medyo yung thoughts ko baka napaka not organized pa, no. But I just want to share with you na after all these years, yung double pain na naramdaman ko na yon, ngayon na 45 years old ako, and after siguro, kasi 2011 yun, 2011, 2012 kinasal yung si first love. So, medyo matagal-tagal ng panahon. Kaya ganito na lang, as a matter of factly na lang ko ikinikwento sa inyo. Pero of course, during way back then, hindi yun ganun kadali. Mahirap siya, guys. During the time, mga 31 years old, 32 years old ako noon. So, 31, 32 years old. 29, 30, 31. Mga ganong age ako noon. So, medyo too late na rin ako in the game, pero still young. So, travel in time. Flashback. Ano lang, no? Parang sa tagal na panahon na yon, ngayon, masasabi ko talaga na God is really good. He really used all these experiences for us to not only learn for ourselves, pero ito na yung point na pwede mong sabihin sa ibang tao na may voice ka na, and siguro may karapatan ka na rin magpaalala sa ibang tao na pag ito yung pinagdadaanan nila, makaka-advise ka rin in the same line. So, napatunayan ko lang during the time na when God is really teaching you, napatunayan ko lang talaga na parang when He speaks in volume. Ganun lang yung Lord. Malalim siyang makipag-usap kung kailangan mas matinding sakit para makuha mo. Because it's only through pain that we really learn. It's not because of the happy memories or the happy times that He teaches us. It's really the painful ones that stuck with us. So, yun lang yung na-realize ko back then. And of course, nung mga nangyayari yun, parang I was depressed. Ano pa ba yung mga effect ng mga pag nawalan ka ng mahal sa buhay? Syempre, tuliro ka araw-araw. Tapos, ko pa nun last time, ang prayer ko pa nun, medyo bad ako, no? Kasi ang prayer ko pa nun dati, dahil naiwan ako, so I will tackle two. Yung isa, dun sa first love ko, tapos yung kay mommy. Yung sa first love ko naman, ang nangyari sa akin, ang naging effect nun, apart from being depressed, I was really ill-wishing na mas miserable yung buhay nila. Nagsustok ako nun endlessly at night para lang ma-prove ko sa sarili ko na miserable yung buhay nila. Ako hindi. Pero, well, it turned out ako yung miserable. And then, yung kay mami naman, nung ang impact nun sa akin, na walan ako ng, kumbaga, ng identity, kasi ngayon hindi ko na alam kung saang pamilya ako pupunta, kasi syempre as the eldest daughter, kasi my dad married right after ilang years pagkatapos mag-pass away ni mommy. So ngayon I really feel like okay lang naman, may mapupuntahan, pero iba ang impact pag ang nanay ang nawala, no? So that time, meron akong fear of the future, kasi hindi mo na alam kung ano gagawin mo. Dati pag may pera ako, pag wala akong pera, datakbo kay mami. Ngayon wala ka nang ganong kumbaga, wala ka nang marerelayan na ganong klaseng tao. Mga kapatid ko may kanya-kanya naman ng buhay, pero alam mo yun, that's a totally different conversation, but that's for another day. So I just want to stick with the loss of the mom and the first love. So yun, halo-halong emotions, may galit, may lungkot, may grief, may pagka surprise din, kasi parang seriously nangyayari sa akin ito, parang dapat hindi, parang mga ganon. Tapos syempre yung kayabangan mo rin na dahil nakapasok ka ng Singapore ng ganon lang, na madali lang for you to become a professional teacher in Singapore, may kayabangan ka rin halos. So parang nung nangyayari yun sa akin, parang grabe ang pag-humble down sa akin ng Lord. Parang I really needed to depend on Him, kasi wala na akong ibang mapupuntahan. And then by the time na I decided to come back home to visit my mom, nasa aeroplano ako noon. So excited na akong umuwi. Nung nandun ako sa pababalanding na kami, na naginip ako na nakita ko siya in my dream na ang ganda niya na with the ano pa no, with the lipstick. So it got stuck in my head na parang ano siya, parang yehey, makikita ko si mami pagbaba ko. But when I landed in Manila, pagpasok ko ng kotse, ang tahimik nilang lahat, ayaw nilang magsabi. Akala ko, so dahil busy akong person, pagpasok ko ng kotse, nagkukwento na ako, okay, pagpunta natin ito at eldest ka, so nagdunong-dunungan ka na naman. So ito yung sabi ko, mag-order ako ganyan, dadalhin ko yung kain tayo sa bahay, ganyan, ay kain tayo sa hospital, ganyan, kasi pupunta na sana kami sa hospital, sa lung center. Tapos doon na sa akin binirate yung news na wala na nga si mami. So I was very silent, going to the hospital. And then when I saw my mom, wala na nga si mami sa hospital, nasa morgue na siya kaagad. So ang nakita ko talaga yung hospital bed na andun pa yung pagkahiga niya, yung mark ng pagkahiga niya. So grabing devastating. So yun yung mga na-experience ko nung nawala si mami, at ang impact niya sa akin hindi matatawarang humility, hindi matatawarang pagka-dependent kay Lord, kasi wala ka nang magulang mapaparalyze ka kasi iba kasi talaga ang nanay. Ang tatay naman, hindi naman yan magtatanong sa'yo kung kumain ka na, kasi my dad and I, our relationship is different. Hindi kami close, mas close talaga kay mami. So si mami magte-textan, kumain ka na ba anak, ganyan, and daddy ko hindi naman ganon. So nung nawala si mami, ang impact talaga is para akong nawalan talaga ng magulang. So sorry to say, but my dad is still alive naman. Daddy ha, huwag ka magtatampo, pero parang nawala lang talaga ang magulang, kasi wala nang naglo-look out for you, wala nang nagte-take care of you. So yun yung mga things na namimiss ko, no. So bakit ko to sinishare sa inyo? Kasi para lang a few things. Kasi I really want you to know how to cope up if you're this person. If you're this person na experiencing it right now. Don't lose hope. Ito lang yung mga things na I really want you to do. Number one, you let yourself be. Let your emotions express your emotions. Kung galit ka, at the same time, malungkot ka at the same time, kung if you feel that you're going crazy, because you will really feel crazy most of the days and most of the nights, and it will be sometimes parang endless siya, na paulit-ulit, na anxiety attack ka, separation attack ka, anxiety ka, mental issues mo going wayward, up and down, yung emotions mo hindi mo ma-calculate, hindi mo rin ma-control. So you just let yourself be kind to yourself, and let yourself be, kasi hindi naman yan ang experience ng pagkawala ng magulang or ng loved one, kahit sino. It's really a devastating experience. Kumbaga, I don't know how else will you put it into words, but you will feel that sana kasama ka na lang mamatay, parang ganun. Kasi ako, I felt that with my mom. I was praising the Lord during that day, pero at the back of my mind, sana wala na lang din ako, sana dahil wala na mami ko, sana kunin mo na lang din ako, Lord. So yung may mga ganun kang mga thoughts, intrusive thoughts, isang mga impact din sa akin na I feel really, because I was depressed, I felt like I was being lazy, na nakaupo lang, nakahiga lang all the time, naka-phone lang all the time, I drowned myself with Netflix. I binge watch every night, every day. Eto kasi nung pagkatapos ng ilang weeks lang sa Manila, I really had to go back to Singapore pa, 'di ba? Kasi I had my work eh. So, wala kang choice kundi talagang tumayo lang sa sarili mo. But I was at the same time drowning myself with Netflix kasi nga I really don't know how to deal with my emotions, and I got nothing. Parang wala naman ako kasama sa Singapore eh. OFW ako dun eh. Wala naman dun yung mga kapatid mo, wala ka naman dun, di ba? So, it's really, and I think it's really the best time na nakilala ko ang community ng church sa Singapore. So, I got involved in Bread of Life Church in Singapore, and I was really, truly blessed. Siguro yun yung paraan ng Lord, no, to divert me, to help me out, get out of that emotional state and mental state, kasi hindi mo talaga kakayanin mag-isa, at magpatulong ka rin kung hindi mo talaga, kumbaga wala ka na kasi sa wisyo eh. So allow others to come into your life and help you, allow others to usher you, to take care of you, because even if you cannot, kasi lalo na pagkapanganay ka, Diyos ko, ang hirap pa naman ngayon na ang hirap pagkapanganay ka na i-admit to yourself na you need help. So ito yung mga mga lessons na natutunan ko, kasi ang hirap pala nun na pag ikaw na yung nangangailangan, hindi mo siya masabi. Kailangan mo ng kasama, paano mo sasabihin, di ba? Sanay ka na mag-isa, or sanay ka na ikaw yung sumasama, hindi yung ikaw yung nangihingi ng kasama, something like that. Ikaw nag-a-arrange ng mga events. Ngayon, parang hindi ka mag-a-arrange ng events kasi wala ka namang ganang mag-arrange ng events. Tapos, yung mga ganong bagay, so I allow myself to be to take part in a community kahit wala ako masyadong nako-contribute sa community, wala akong masyadong naitutulong. But of course, later on, you've got to do what you need to do. And last thing was siguro yung be friends with time. Kasi sabi nila na time heals wounds, time heals all wounds. But I don't think na it really heals all wounds, kasi you have to be intentional at the same time. Pag hindi mo siya dinidil at hinaharap, kahit 10 years pa yan nang hindi mo hinaharap, hindi pa rin siya mag-heal. Mangyayari dyan parang trauma lang or PTSD ka na lang, di ba? So, harapin mo pa rin siya in the timing that you can. Huwag mong madaliin. Kung kaya mong walang gawin, kumbaga, if you know the concept of Nixon, the art of doing nothing, go ahead. Kung kaya mong mag-JOMO, joy of missing out, go ahead. Pero alam mo yon, huwag mong pagkakait yung pagpunta ng mga tao sa'yo, pagkausap ng mga tao sa'yo. Let them help you, let them love you, let them care for you. Kasi maraming times, I bet maraming times na you will feel, ayan, naiiyak ako ha. Maraming times na iisipin mo na lang na gusto mo na lang mag-isa. There came a point in my life, or during the time, na I really wanted to take my life in my own hands, kasi ganun yung depth ng grief na walang ibang makakasama sa'yo kundi ang Lord lang. But there's one more. Kung gusto mong makatulong na mag-ease out sa nararamdaman mo, music, I tell you, nobody touches your soul than the music, no? And how the music does it. So I think mas nakaka-heal yun. So yun lang yung mga, I hope nakatulong yun sa inyo, na kahit pakwento ko sinasabi, sana there were bullet points in your mind, in the learning points that I'm telling you, na sana makatulong yun sa journey din ninyo when you're healing. So I hope guys na wag mong isipin na ikaw lang talaga mag-isa. Kung ikaw parehas tayong nararamdaman, or if you can relate with my emotions right now, that means meron ka pa rin something and you really want to talk to someone, you can message me or you can comment down below and then message me. I'm here for you, and I'm here to listen to your stories, or kahit wala kang sasabihin, I'm here for you. Okay, I'm rooting for you. So I think that's it. I guess kwentuhan pa tayo in the future. I'll see you again. Thanks again for listening to me. Don't forget to hit the button, like and subscribe, and have a good day po. Bye-bye.